I've got all the specific dates that I will give you. This is our Lewick building. Lewick Lumber was, the Lewick brothers opened up this lumber company, and it actually fed the lumber to build up Ann Arbor when settlers came in here. So this is also the late 1800s, early 1900s. This building is intact. I think we added Eve the restaurant, which I know you'll see later on in your trip. We added that on in the 80s too. And then over there were Hollander's Book and Paper Arts. I think you're going to go there today for a cooking demonstration on the second floor. That's the Godfrey building. That's Godfrey Moving and Storage. And that building was built, that's the first building, 1874, 1892. One of those years. But it's, yeah. So they have been here for a really long time. Like in the 60s, this neighborhood was really not one of the best neighborhoods in town. It has a residential area, and it had these buildings that were here, and it slowly just started to dilapidate. People weren't settling here. They were building the old West Side and Burns Park and everything else. This gentleman by the name of Art Carpenter came and said, we can't let these buildings be demolished. I want to turn it into an urban indoor market. So that was his big dream. His name is Art Carpenter. He actually named Kerrytown after his mother-in-law's place of origin, which is County Kerry in Ireland. So that's how Kerrytown got its name. And it just stuck. So now this neighborhood is called Kerrytown. We have the Kerrytown Concert House, we have the Kerrytown District Association. People will say, oh, I have a business in Kerrytown, and somebody from the media will call and say, oh, I heard that so-and-so moved into Kerrytown, but really they're like 4 or 5 blocks away. It's just, you know, it's where people want to be. It's a very cool place. So, let's see. So Art Carpenter came in, and his first thing he did was make this a market. So this was an indoor market, produce. I don't think that Bob Sparrow was here as a butcher yet. He moved in 25 years ago. Mike Monahan, the fishmonger, partnered with somebody from Zingerman's 35 years ago. Pretty amazing. And they, you know, so it just slowly built up. And then Joe O'Neill, who owns it now, his family owns it now, he bought it in the, he was a partner for a long time, and he bought it in the 80s. And it is, you know, these, yeah, so this is where we are today, 2009. We are 100% occupied. We have everything from buying your produce to buying squid to buying lamb or rabbit or any kind of meat that you want, which Bob gets all of it locally. I mean, he goes to Amish farms outside of Jackson. He's actually a true butcher. He does it here on site. You know, he gets it in and then he cuts it up and sells his, you know, whatever cut that you want. Special, he gets duck, he gets everything. I was a vegetarian before I started working here, and now I can eat a little meat. And so we have this, and then we have Hollander's Book and Paper Arts. They started out at 100, they were like 100 square feet. They came to Kerrytown and said, oh, we want to sell boxes wrapped in paper, and we just need a little bit of space. And everyone was like, oh, you know, what? This is just another business. Oh, sure, whatever, you know, wrapping boxes with pretty paper. We just, who would have thought? They have 8,000 square feet. They are internationally known for all of their imported papers. They host colleges of book and paper arts and binding here that is nowhere else in the country. I mean, people come in from all over the country a couple times a year to take classes at Hollander's. It's amazing. And last year, when our kitchen store left, they decided, well, Kerrytown really needs a kitchen store, and we've been doing paper for 20 years. Let's start thinking about spatulas and pots and pans and houseware. So they opened up Hollander's upstairs, which is a store for the kitchen and home. And you're all going to see that, I think, today with Eve. You're going to have a cooking demonstration up there. So Hollander's, you know, big part of Kerrytown. Wonderful family, too. So you'll meet Tom and Cindy later today. You know, I could go around to all of like what we have here, or we could do that when we do our tour. I could take questions now so I don't go off on tangents. Is there anybody have any questions before I keep rambling? No? Okay, so the Ann Arbor, did you have one? No. Okay, so the Ann Arbor Farmers Market, I think they are 87 years old. And without, one thing I was telling Dennis before you all arrived, without the farmers market, Kerrytown would be, I think, another urban mall that people would happen upon and come and maybe shop, maybe not. And without us, I think the farmers market in Ann Arbor would just be like a farmers market in Northville, Michigan, or in South Bend, Indiana, or, you know, we have wonderful farmers, as does every state, but because the two are together, the synergy is amazing. So our community loves to come down here on Saturdays and Wednesdays because they can go walk around, see people they know, take their kids, get their produce that they want, come in and get their meat or their fish, have a cup of coffee, take their kids upstairs to play with the train table and look at toys. They can shop, they can hang out in the courtyard, they can just relax on a Saturday but still feel like you're doing something and being a part of the community. It's a really, 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 really great place to be. So I love the fact that we're neighbors, and I think that, you know, we'll always be neighbors. The farmers market in Kerrytown is really, I think it's what makes the neighborhood so unique. It's, you know, my opinion, which is a little bit slighted because I work here, but even before I worked here, I lived behind the People's Food Co-op,